Every Sunday morning, I drive by a park. It's on the left-hand side of the street. There's a basketball court and a play structure and a soccer field. During the week, in afternoons and evenings, the park is full of excitement. Parents sit and talk, children play, teenagers ride skateboards, grown men show up to play basketball. But early on Sunday mornings, the park tells a different story. It's quiet and completely empty, except for one person who, without fail, works out in the field every weekend. For as long as I can remember, every Sunday when I drive by that park, I see a young man exercising, running sprints, and working out on his football skills with a private coach. Some weeks I find him running 40-yard sprints while his trainer tracks his time with a stopwatch. Other weeks I find him high-stepping through tires, weaving through cones, or backpedaling quickly to improve his foot speed. By the time I drive by on Sundays, he's clearly exhausted. Oftentimes I've seen him complete a drill and walk slowly back to the starting line. He'll put his hands on his knees, take a deep breath, the physical pain obvious. And then, with a heavy sigh, he'll put his fingers on the ground, arch his back, wait for the whistle, and push himself again. I know nothing of this young man. I don't know his name. I don't know his age, where he lives. I only know that he inspires me. He reminds me that a goal without action is not really a goal at all. He reminds me there's a big difference between saying you want something and actually working to make it happen. When my son was younger, he and many of his friends played sports. In fact, they loved sports so much that when I asked them what they wanted to be when they grew up, most would say, "I want to be a professional athlete." And their response didn't surprise me. When I was younger, I said the same thing. It's a pretty common dream that's tough to outgrow. And no doubt, even in high schools all over this country, the dream of becoming a professional athlete remains. In my mind, I imagine this young man from the park plays on a football team at one of our local high schools, and his team is full of other high school students, many of which would tell you they have a goal to become a professional football player. There are countless boys who claim they want to play in the NFL. But there's only one I see up early on Sunday running sprints until his legs hurt. There's only one working his tail off to make it a reality. That's the dedication required to become a professional football player, and I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it one day. This whole scene reminds me of a conversation I witnessed shortly after graduating high school. A mentor of mine was interacting with a gentleman older than me when the man made this statement: "I'd like to buy a Corvette." And my mentor responded to him quite frankly. He said, "No, you don't." "What do you mean? Of course I do," he responded. "I'd really want to buy a Corvette." And my mentor responded with words I've never forgotten. "No, you don't. If you really wanted to buy a Corvette, you could buy a Corvette. You could sell your home, also your business. You could work 60 to 70 hours a week saving every penny to buy the Corvette. Then you would have enough money to own one. You say you want to own a Corvette. But if you really wanted to buy one, you'd be changing your life to do exactly that. You say you want the car, but you're not willing to pay the price." I learned a valuable lesson that day from my mentor. Saying you want something is one thing, but actually doing something about it is very different. We prove what we desire most by our actions, not by our words. We see this and experience it all the time. We say we want to get out of debt, but continue to spend money on unneeded things. We say we want to get in shape, but never make the changes in our diet or exercise habits to accomplish that. We say we want to start saving for retirement, but never pursue the answers we need to get started. We say we want to start a business or change jobs, but we continue to spend our evenings and our weekends watching television instead. Or how about this one? We say we want to live in a clutter-free home, but continue finding reasons why we need to keep all the stuff around us. In each case, what we say we want is different from what we actually pursue. Saying you want something is one thing, doing something about it is very different. We prove what we desire most by our actions, not by our words. So let me ask you, what is it you want most? What life change do you desire? Then ask yourself the follow-up question, am I taking the steps necessary to accomplish that goal, or am I settling for something else instead? A goal without a plan is just wishful thinking.